Hello everyone and welcome to Motorcyclegear.com. Today we are taking a look at the Dirt 4 gloves from REV'IT. Now the Dirt series is considered a warm weather, adventure, or touring style glove, and though I do agree with that statement, I would argue that it does just as well in a commuter or urban setting. The Dirt 4 is going to be the 4th generation, as the number states, of that Dirt series glove, and it is brand new for 2024. The Dirt 4 is going to come in 2 different colorways. You do have the straight black as well as the black and red. Now do keep in mind that the black and red also does feature quite a bit of off-white. Sizing wise, when it comes to REV'IT, I typically wear a size large. No difference here in the Dirt 4. I tried on a size large and it fit me as a large should. What that basically means for you is if you know your REV'IT size and gloves, go ahead and order the same size and you should have a good fit. Speaking of sizing, the Dirt 4 does come in from an extra small all the way up to a 4XL, so definitely a wide range to help you find the right fit. Let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at some of the details for the Dirt 4. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with build and materials. The Dirt 4 gloves are primarily made out of goatskin leather, which does a really good job with abrasion resistance and overall feel. And then obviously there's a lot of 3D air mesh as well. You do have it on all the fingers, you have it up here on the top of the palm, on the thumb as well, and then a little bit on the inside of the thumb too. This 3D air mesh does breathe really well, so it's going to give you a much nicer time in the warmer weather. Other materials included are going to be flock PU, corduroy, neoprene, as well as polyurethane coated fabric. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into protection right off the bat. You will notice the TPU hard shell knuckle here. Really nice design in my opinion, and even though it is a hard shell knuckle, it's still going to keep you comfortable because it does have temper foam underneath. So obviously hard on the outside for protection, temper foam on the inside to keep your hands comfortable. So moving further down from the knuckle protector to the fingers, you will see there is a finger knuckle protector, same material as this one. You have it on the index, middle, and ring fingers, and then if we go further down, we do have these accordion-like stretch panels on those 3 fingers as well. This will aid in that dexterity and ability to grip your handlebars. The index finger and the thumb also do feature smartphone compatibility, so you do have that in case you want to use your phone with your gloves on. And then speaking of the thumb, you do actually get another TPU hard slider right here on the thumb knuckle, and there is actually temper foam underneath this as well, so it'll continue to have that comfortable feeling for you, much like the regular knuckle protectors. Let's go ahead and move the protection conversation to the inside of the glove. You will notice that you do have a hard TPU slider on the palm. Again, this is great if you go down, when you put your hands out, it'll let you slide your hand instead of having it stick. And if it sticks, you can, get a wrist injury, so nice to have that slider there. It is hard, but you do still get that temper foam underneath, so again, comfortable for you on the inside of the glove. Now, I mentioned it before, the pinky side is very important. You do get an extra layer of leather right there. It goes all the way from the top of the pinky all the way to the palm and continues up the glove, so really nice to have that extra layer right there. And if we focus on the very middle of the palm here, you will see an extra layer that's been added to the leather. It goes on the inside of the palm all the way up the thumb. This is exactly where you'd be gripping your handlebars. This is a Petard Goat Digital, a WR100X. It's a really nice layer material here that does provide extra grip. You actually touch it, you can feel it's a little bit more grippy than the regular leather being more smooth. And again, this is going to be really nice for holding on to those handlebars, give you a lot more grip, and then obviously help with that additional wear and tear of where you're constantly grabbing the glove against the surface. So moving on to comfort and airflow, the Dirt 4 gloves do have quite a bit of perforation. You do have some perforation here on the inside of the palm. You do also have a little bit on the fingers as well. The primary airflow though is going to come from that 3D air mesh that I mentioned earlier. You've got quite a bit here on the thumb, and then obviously on the top side it's pretty much everywhere. So you've got it on the fingers, on the top of the palm, on top of the wrist, excuse me, and then obviously on the thumb as well. Further things for comfort, you do get this really nice stretch panel right here. As you close your hand to grip, it does stretch out quite a bit, so it's a nice feature there to give you more comfort. And then from a convenience standpoint, you do also get the pull tab, which a lot of gloves now have from REV'IT, which I like. Easy way to put them, put the gloves on and off, and then also a nice way to hang the gloves if you want to do that. And then obviously the wrist enclosure is going to be all leather. It does have a nice little REV'IT logo right there. And it is going to be a hook and loop setup. Pretty standard stuff here, but a little bit of stretch material in the actual flap itself. So again, really easy to adjust the gloves, have them fit right, and quite a few little comfort features. And I almost forgot to mention, on the inside of the gloves, you do have a tri-fleece liner. This is very comfortable, easy to slide in and out of, so that is going to help a lot in that comfort category as well. So as you can see, a lot to love and a lot of great features in the new Dirt 4 gloves. But let's go ahead and take a look to see how the new Dirt 4s stack up to the previous generation Dirt 3s. All right, so first noticeable difference between the Dirt 3, which I have on this hand, and the Dirt 4 that I have here, is going to be the palm slider. If you look at the Dirt 3, it's more of a rubber material, where on the Dirt 4 it is a hard TPU material, so definitely a difference there. And then obviously the shape and the size change a little bit as well. The next major change in design is going to be the knuckle protector. If you look at both the actual knuckle protector itself, it does look different on the Dirt 4. In my opinion, it's a much better design. It looks cleaner and more modern. This one looks a little bit more basic in my opinion. And then also too, you do get that nice stretch panel here that you didn't have on the Dirt 3. Also too, the finger knuckle protectors are a little bit different. Again, in that same theme, to me, a little bit more modern, a little bit cleaner looking, so definitely an upgrade on the 4 versus the 3. The next change doesn't really impact glove performance, it's just more of a look thing. If you look on the 3s, you do have the logo on the top of the wrist in the center. In my opinion, kind of a basic logo. It's not stitched on from a leather standpoint. It is still a rubber raised piece, but to me it looks a lot less clean than this more 3D looking one on the Dirt 4. Also, obviously on the Dirt 4, it moves to the side of the wrist. This is going to be more subjective than anything, but personally I think the Dirt 4 looks better with that design. It just has a little bit more, again, modern and just a little bit more upscale looking to me than the Dirt 3 logo. But again, just a design thing, has no impact on the actual functionality of the gloves. Moving on to the entry of the gloves, looking at the actual cuff adjustment, you will notice that on the Dirt 4 it is a leather strap here versus the Dirt 3. It's a little bit more of like a micro suede, or maybe yeah, some sort of a suede material is what it looks like to me. The other differences on the 4, you do have a REV'IT logo that's embossed right there. Again, very simple change, nothing major, but to me, again, it looks better and more modern. And then also too, you do get the pull tab on the 4, which is not present on the 3. Another difference, which I don't know if you guys can see here or not, but if you look at the actual fingers, the stitching on the Dirt 3 is more internal. Everything's kind of folded in and stitched. On the Dirt 4, it's on the outside. Now, I'm not a super expert on the subject, but my understanding is that, yes, the internal stitching is going to be safer. There's less things that it can catch on, but really it's only going to make a huge difference if you're in a track racing type of environment at that high of a speed. So for street use, that safety is not as drastic as it is on high speeds. What is different though is typically the external stitching on street gloves will be more comfortable. And there's not a major difference, but I do feel that the Dirt 4s are a little bit more comfortable on my fingers. And then the last major change is going to be the inside of the glove. You'll notice in the Dirt 3, it's just an extra layer of leather on the palm. It's only on the palm, doesn't go onto the thumb. On the Dirt 4, you do have that Petard WR100X. It is going to be more of a grippy feel to it, which I like, and then obviously it does go up the thumb as well, so you do get that additional layer on the thumb that you don't get on the Dirt 3. Overall, the Dirt 4 gloves, like its predecessors in the Dirt series, are going to be a solid value for your money, coming in at $119.99 at the time of this recording, and like its predecessors were, I do expect the Dirt 4 to become a fan favorite very quickly. If you are looking for a glove that has good airflow, solid protection, and solid style, the Dirt 4 is definitely worth checking out. That's going to be it for the Dirt 4 gloves from REV'IT. Be sure to visit Motorcyclegear.com. Hit us up in the comments below via phone, chat, or email, as we are always here to help you out with your motorcycle gear needs. Thank you all for watching. Till next time.